How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the Foodie TV.
It's Richard
and Davian, and today we're in Garden Grove, California, checking out Loy's Kitchen. This place is known for the most pungent noodle soup in the Vietnamese cuisine.
And this dish is called Bun Mam. Not a lot of places do this dish, but we're here to try it.
And it's all coming right up in this video.
Let's eat.
All right, guys, we're gonna go dive right into the star of the show, the Bun Mam, because it came out piping hot, so we don't want it to go down really fast.
And like you said, it's pungent. It has a strong fermented fish smell to it. Might be not the most pleasant smell, but I'm Vietnamese, so this actually gave me like cravings, and I'm really excited to jump right into it.
So if you guys didn't know what Bun Mam is, it's fermented fish noodle soup. All right, so this is one of the most pungent noodle soup that you could find in Vietnam or in the Vietnamese cuisine. I've had it only once in Vietnam, so this is my second time, but I remember it being amazing.
Wow, you know, my mom loves this dish, so we always eat this at home, and I've only had it from my mom, so it's gonna be a really good tester to see how it compares to my mom's home cooking. All right,
let's dig into it. You guys know the first rule. Just the broth.
Just the broth. Ooh, let's get this pungent in.
Cheers, guys.
Whoa. You know, the dark color makes it look so pungent, but when you sip that broth and it hits your tongue, it doesn't have that intensity to act like how it looks. It's very subtle.
Right.
Everything mellows perfectly fine. It's not pungent on the tongue, but the nose kind of gives it that perception.
Yeah, so the smell is pungent and is strong right off the bat, but once you taste it, it's a nice combination of sweetness, savory. You get that fermented fish flavor in there.
But it's not stinky in any way. It's very, very nice. It's like almost...
That was super nice.
It's a great melody of savory and sweetness dancing on your palate. Like, it just tastes good. That's the best I can explain it.
Yeah, and
there's nothing foul about it.
Yeah, there's a little tamarind flavor to it.
Oh, yes.
Oh, man. Okay, let's try the noodles now.
Try the noodles. Let's go. Ooh. This is the rice noodles, right?
This is vermicelli.
Vermicelli. Vermicelli.
All right, cheers, guys.
That is crazy. I wouldn't think that this noodle would soak up all of those flavors, and once you bite into it, it kind of settles down the broth a little bit, but it makes it taste so good. It's so good. Wow.
He's almost speechless, guys.
I am almost speechless. I haven't even got to the protein yet. We're just at noodle and broth so far.
And the thick vermicelli noodles, this is common noodles that you also find in another noodle dish called Bun Mam. This was cooked perfectly, nice and chewy. There's a little bounce to it. And it's, like Richard said, it just soaks up all the flavors so well. And it adds another nice balance to the entire flavor.
As you can see, David explained that way better than I did. All I knew was it was just so good. It took words away from me. But the texture was another thing I noticed as well. Perfectly cooked, bouncy, chewy. Doesn't break right when you bite into it. You kind of have to chew, but that adds a lot of the texture that's gonna make it a lot more fun to eat.
All right, and typically what comes in a bowl of Bun Mam, you guys, eggplants is a very typical ingredient in here.
Wow.
We have some catfish in here. There's some pork belly, crispy pork belly.
Crispy pork belly. It's not like those sasu kind. It's
some
the
shrimp.
Crispy one.
And then I believe this is either fish or cuttlefish. They're practically almost the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, let's try the eggplant first.
All right. Yeah, I just love how they add the eggplant in there. It gives them this nice purple hue to it.
Cheers, guys.
Let's go.
Oh,
wow.
so good. That's
so
amazing.
Initially, you bite into it, all of the broth sucked up into the eggplant. You would think that that juice or that broth would just gush right out, but it didn't. You get that initial taste of the broth, but after you bite into the eggplant, the sweetness of that eggplant just comes right out, and it just coats you with happiness. That was amazing. Didn't expect that from an eggplant.
He described it all. I think we need to have one bite with like some protein in there.
All right. What are you going for?
I'm gonna go for the crispy pork belly.
Yeah.
Let's try it out.
Crispy pork belly and some noodles. Best combination, carbs and protein. The skin is still crispy.
Still crispy. It adds a little fattiness, a little more texture from the pork. You get fish flavor, you get some pork flavor. Wow, that's a nice combination.
And the pork belly isn't overcooked where it becomes almost like pulled pork. There's nice firm texture in it. So once you're biting onto the noodles and that pork, it marries together perfectly, like very, very well. And then you get that little subtle sneakiness of that crispy pork belly and that crunch, and it just really throws you off right there. And you're just like, wow, what am I even eating?
So much flavor. All right, little typical baked meatloaf.
Wow.
Oh, that's a good.
So in Vietnamese, I think this is either called chả cá or
that's right.
Chao or something like that.
It's jacka. It's
Chả cá.
fish.
Fish meatloaf.
Fish meatloaf. Really good. Nice texture.
Whoa.
Okay.
That was good. That was good.
So they told us there's this is called Bun Mam, which is a tamarind sauce, and they told us we need to put this into the Bun Mam to eat it with.
Yeah.
All right, so let's try that.
So mea is tamarind. And tamarind typically is a little sweet, mostly more tangy than anything. I can see why it would make sense to put in here because a lot of the times when Vietnamese people eat soup, we like to squeeze lime into our soups. Gives it that acid that just makes it even more fun to eat. That contrast always brings out all of the other flavors.
Yep.
So I'm very curious of what this tamarind is going to do to the dish.
Let's try it out.
Let's go.
Okay, I'm gonna put some soup on here,
I'm gonna let
some
you go
noodles, and then I'm gonna put it on top. All right, just so that I can know what the flavor tastes like.
Gotta
And
do the
guys, same thing with all the other Vietnamese noodle soup. You get a fresh side of veggies right here. We got a plate of bitter
leaf,
leaf, right?
bean
We
sprout.
got some bean sprouts. We got some
cabbages,
cabbage.
and we got banana.
right, shaved morning glory, and then of course the lime. So
Yeah.
we're gonna save that for later. We're hitting on the main spot. All right,
Yeah.
ready?
Let's go.
Cheers, guys. Whoa,
You need that. You
100%.
you cannot skip this. Holy cow.
Wow.
It changed up the whole
Yeah,
dish.
it just brought it to like the next level.
We were at a level like 5, it went straight up to 10, like 5 levels up.
Like,
instantly by
instant.
just adding this right here.
Yeah, it was already good alone. Adding that, oh man.
Oh my
Oh, man.
gosh, I don't even know what to say.
All right. Guys, if you guys eat this, make sure you put some of this on, but be sure to try it before, just like what we did, because
Yeah.
you always want to know what the pure flavor is before any
Yeah.
sauce.
It's good to have a base level and a base knowledge of what you're eating into because then you can just slowly add things to cater to your taste buds. So
Yeah.
this is how we do it. Me and David, every time we go review foods, we
Every
do
time.
base and then we start adding things little by
Yes.
little by little, and you can start seeing that we get even like crazier and happier because these levels of things that we add in just get better and better.
It just gets better and better, and that's just like that's just Vietnamese food in general, right? It's made to flavor how you want it and
Yeah.
eat it how you want.
You
how
want it
like,
savory,
right?
you want it herby, you want it fresh tasting. You can do all of that with the stuff that they give you.
Okay, let's move on to the next noodle dish that they recommend. They highly recommended this noodle dish.
Yes.
Richard, can you tell them a little more
Okay.
about that?
So this is basically called hủ tiếu co. It's dry noodle that comes with a soup on the side. And technically you want to eat half of this as a dry dish. You're going to mix everything up. And if you want, if you feel like it, you want to have some soup with it after, you can pour this soup at the remaining half that you have. They also gave us another sauce that usually goes with hủ tiếu. This is called hủ tiếu mì, sauce hủ tiếu mì, basically.
Simple.
Simple, brothless noodle sauce. So that's what this dish is here. What is in here? We got crispy pork belly. I think this is minced pork.
Minced pork.
We got scrambled eggs sliced into almost looking like a noodle, like a fried
Wow,
noodle.
that's kind of new.
That's very interesting. And we also got a half sliced egg. Of course, we got our dried scallions and we got our green scallions and then a little bit of nuts in there. And I also see some noodles. We have the dry noodles down here.
Egg noodles, guys. Thin egg noodles.
Noodles. This is called mì, and then some bean sprout and lettuce on the top.
Awesome.
Okay, so
So we have a lot of food here, so we're just gonna share a bite of this.
yes, I'm gonna let Davian go first. Here is the sauce to go with
All right.
it.
Yeah, no sauce first. No
We're
sauce
gonna
first.
go. Of
Remember?
course, you guys know we gotta try the base level, and if it needs something extra, we'll add it.
Because it already looks like it has some sauce to it, so I'm just going to try the noodles with a pork belly. And here we go, guys. Cheers.
What do you think? Oh, I smell all of these.
That was really good. The noodles are nice and chewy, still pretty firm, which I actually like. And then there's some scallion oils in there that comes through with the flavor.
Okay,
Really good.
it's my turn. I'm gonna get some of that egg because it just looks very interesting. Noodles and then whatever meat and protein that's on here. Here we go. I would say if you didn't even have this sauce, it would be totally fine.
Yeah, you don't need it at all.
There's just so much flavor in this already. I think they threw some sesame oil. I taste a little bit of sesame oil in there. There's some type of soy sauce in there already. You have sriracha on top, so it gives it that nice kick. And then you have the bean sprout and the egg noodle, which is firm and crunchy. It's not too cooked where it's mushy. So when you're eating it with the vegetables, it has the same texture, so it balances out very well as you're eating it. That was really good.
Right.
Amazing stuff. Okay, sauce time.
Sauce time, guys.
Let's go.
All right, I'm gonna put some on. You gotta shake it up because there's some oil in here, so you don't want it separated.
That's right.
All right, look at that, you guys.
Pro tip right there, guys.
Holy crap. Oh man. All right, everything's mixed up now. That's how you do it. Let's try it out.
It's called the ultimate bite. It's better with the sauce. I guess the theme here, guys, is if you're gonna sauce any of their dishes here and they tell you to do it, it's gonna boost that automatic +5 levels up.
Wow, that sauce just added another 5 levels. It was so good. It's nice and salty. So, oh yeah, it is pretty salty. So you want to make sure you put a little bit at a time. Mix it up first before you take a bite, because that sauce packs a lot of flavor. So a little less is more.
Wow.
You taste the garlic in there, the shallots,
Garlic, shallots,
a little sweetness.
that sweetness, a little bit of spiciness. Wow. This is such a well-balanced bowl that I would be happy with just eating this alone. But there's so much other food that we have
Yeah,
here.
there's one more plate. We
So we
got
gotta go ahead, leave some room, and try that right there.
All right, let's do it. Okay, so this is also very popular here, and this is Banh Mi Chao, right? It comes with a Vietnamese style meatball, it comes with sunny side eggs, and it comes with pate.
Yeah.
And then I believe there's some ribeye in there
Yes,
as well,
there's
right?
some steak in there. Normally, when I see this type of dish, it's called Banh.
Right.
And why they call it that is it's beef on a sizzling skillet, and all that oil is popping at you, and na is just called moving. So that's why they call it Banh, because then all that oil is gonna splash you. So you're just seeing people dodging as they're bringing this out. Cool that they have their own name here, because technically it's just not only beef. There's a bunch of other stuff in here. So it looks really, really good.
Yeah, it does.
Can't wait to dive
Let's
into it.
dig right
Let's
into
go.
it. It usually comes with a side of baguette, and it's also usually enjoyed for like breakfast or brunch. But you know, we can eat it any time of the day.
Yeah, guys, what the Vietnamese food is, you can have any of this dish, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and it'll be totally fine.
All right,
There's
guys.
no correct order to eat this.
So how you want to eat this is you can take a little piece of bread, you can dip it however you want, right? I usually try to like grab a little pate and then everything they have in here, right? Just dip it. Ready, Richard?
Yes, sir. So, gonna get a little bit of everything that Davian got, pate, sauce.
All right, guys, cheers.
Cheers. Why does everything just keep getting better and better as we
That
move
is
on to the next dish?
So good.
Okay, like we've talked about how pungent Bun Mam is. I thought that was gonna be the top flavor because it's just so pungent already. Moving on to that other dish, it just had its own other type of flavor. The savoriness, sweet, spicy. amazing. But coming to this,
Oh.
how would you explain this? Give me your words.
Oh man, I don't even,
Speechless. That's
it's-
how good it is, you guys. You see what I'm saying?
The combination of pate, which is already, their pate is really good.
It's fresh.
Right? It's high quality, you could tell. Combine that with like the little sweetness from the tomato sauce and the Vietnamese style meatball in there, and then you add
Wow.
some of the eggs.
Yeah. They have like this cream, I think this is a creamy pate sauce they add to it with actual chunks of pate.
Okay.
So it's like cream pate and actual pate. So that gives it all that elements of flavor.
All right, we gotta try the ribeye.
Let's try the ribeye.
I'm gonna grab a piece of ribeye, you guys.
Okay, here we go, guys. It's ribeye. I'm gonna get all, you know, there's some onions on here.
It's
I'm
nice
gonna
and
get some
tender.
onions.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. I think that's filet mignon, just because of how tender that is and how lean it tastes at the same time. It's not fatty, so tender,
So tender.
barely bit into it and it broke apart.
Yeah, melt in your mouth. Again, it was under the pile of pate, so you get that nice flavor combination of beefy and pate,
Oh yeah.
a little bit of livery. Oh man, this is so good.
There's sauteed onions on the bottom, which I picked up. So it's been glazing on the skillet, and it has all of that pate on it cooking. So it soaked up all of that flavor. So that beef with the onions and pate, killer. Some addictive stuff right there, guys.
All right, I just say we take a last bite with the Vietnamese meatball.
Okay, let's split it.
All right, let's split this. Oh, you can already tell it's a hefty meatball,
Wow, this meatball looks so moist as David is breaking
Look at
it
that.
through.
guys. Nice tomato sauce in there.
I'm gonna get a little bit of extra tomato sauce on there.
All right, cheers,
Cheers,
guys.
everyone.
Chase with a little bread.
Wow. You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of Vietnamese meatloaf. That sauce is almost like a tomato ketchup-y meatloaf sauce that you would get when you eat meatloaf, but a little bit more sweet, and I
Yeah.
feel like there's soy sauce in there.
Yeah, it's
Definitely
on the
tastes-
sweeter side.
Yeah, but with that moist meatball and that sauce, oh my gosh. Savory,
So good.
sweet,
Yeah.
and super delicious.
So
you
definitely, guys, our recommendation,
Wow.
or at least I think so, if you want to eat this, just mix everything together.
Yeah.
Get a little bit of all the flavors in one bite. It's just so good.
I feel like that's everything here. Like if you just mix all of this here with the sauce, 10 out of 10.
10
Bun
out of
Mam
10.
with the tamarind sauce,
10 out of
10
10.
out of 10. And then this Banh Mi Chao, mix
10
it
out
at
of
10.
10.
10 out of 10. Easy, easy, easy.
Easy, guys.
It's really rare to get 3 items consecutively that's 10 out of 10, but this place did not miss any of that. Everything was superb and amazing. Tasted
Super
also
good.
good. You know what we didn't do?
What?
We didn't do the soup with this,
Oh,
and we didn't add any of the veggies to our Bun Mam.
okay.
So, to give you guys the full experience, the whole review, we have to do that. Let's do the Bun Mam, and then we'll move on
let's
to
do
this.
the Bun Mam first. So the vegetables, they will give you 2 options. You can get it steamed or you can get it raw. We like the texture of raw vegetables, so we decided to get it nice and fresh because it adds a little more crunch to it.
Yeah, and also to depending on the weather, when it's cold, I would get it steamed just because I don't want my soup to cool down right away. But it's a nice summer day, wanting to eat something soupy, but also not to get overloaded by too much of the heat.
Right.
So that's why we got the fresh veggies instead.
All right, I got mine.
All right, I got mine too.
Gotta get a little
You
bit
know
of
what?
soup.
I got to get that lime.
Oh yeah.
The whole
We forgot
experience.
to do that.
And is this the one? The tamarind sauce. We're just gonna go
Tamarind
mix
sauce.
everything all at the end. As you guys can see, we follow our rules. And we didn't
All right.
add all of it to the very end.
This is the ultimate bite.
Ultimate bite with all the veggies.
Got everything, a little bit of soup,
And
all the
everything.
veggies. All right, cheers, guys.
Cheers. Mmm. That's what we were missing. The fresh veggies. Mmm.
The fresh veggies, and then the lime. That's another layer of flavor.
Yeah, you're getting that citrusy lime flavor, but then that tamarind, it's 2 completely different flavors. So when they're together, it actually adds another,
yeah, it's just-
another tier of flavor.
We just
onto
leveled
it.
up.
Yeah, we leveled up to 11 now.
Wow, you guys,
That was good.
So many different layers and layers and layers of flavor. It's so good.
You know when you go out and eat sushi, and then you clean your palate with the ginger to reset your taste buds? The veggies kind of act like that. You're eating all of this together, and as you're biting onto the veggie, it cleanses your palate, and then you, on the other side, you have all the noodles and protein, and you bite into it, and the flavor just washes back and forth, and you're just getting contrast over contrast from every bite. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So every single bite, you could have a little bit of different flavor.
Yeah. It just depends what's on the side of your cheek and what you're letting through into your chewing.
So good, guys. So good. All right. Let's take a little drink break. We've almost forgot these drinks.
Oh my gosh, that's
I
right.
have over here, this is a tamarind and peanut drink. This is the first time I've ever seen it. I've never heard of it, something like this before.
Yeah, we almost missed ordering this, but then I was like, peanut and tamarind, like I've never heard of it. Let's get that.
So it's super interesting.
And this here is pennyworth with mung bean. This is called rau ma. What is the mung bean in Vietnamese? Đậu xanh. Rau ma đậu xanh. So you can see the đậu xanh on the bottom and the pennyworth is on top. So mung bean and pennyworth.
All right, I'm gonna try this out.
Go ahead and mix this while I wait.
Oh wow,
What do you think?
it's very interesting. It's pretty damn good.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow.
Because you get the sweetness,
Yeah.
and just a little bit of citrus,
Yeah.
or not citrus, the sourness from the tamarind, but it's not too sour,
Yeah.
right? Because it's tamarind jam, I think.
Wow.
And then you get the peanut in there, which adds a nice texture to that.
So I don't want to kill this, my taste buds by drinking this, so I'm just going to go this and then move on to this. So let's go on here. Here we go. Wow. You get straight tamarind chunks and pieces in there. So this is tamarind puree. So they added concentrated tamarind puree in here. It could almost be fresh tamarind because it doesn't taste like, the texture there is really good. There's also like this fiber in it that when you have a puree, they take all of that out. But I'm chewing it and there's fiber in there. The peanut adds that extra crunch to it. You get the sweet and savory, but then you get this nutty flavor at the end once you start chewing on the nuts. So that's pretty interesting. Really good though. Really good.
It's on the sweeter side, so if you guys don't like sweet too much,
Yeah.
maybe just share it. But I like it. I like sweet, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna drink this whole thing.
That would be a great dessert. Here, we're moving on to something a little bit more refreshing. Let's see if it's on the sweeter side or is it just right. So, here we go. Oh, there is not a lot of sugar in that, so this is the complete opposite of that one. This one is very refreshing. It tastes very wholesome, and it kind of almost, it cleansed my palate from everything that I ate here. What I remember from all the aftertaste is totally gone now, and it's just the pennyworth and mung bean sitting on my tongue. Give it a try.
All right, my turn, guys. Oh yeah, there's the sweetness level is really low, so all you get is that refreshing pennyworth taste,
Yeah.
and then you get like that little texture from the mung bean itself.
The creaminess from the mung bean and the
Super good, super
pennyworth.
refreshing.
Very refreshing. So you got two opposite ends here. You got one that is just perfectly balanced. I know Vietnamese people don't like things that are too sweet. So if you're that type of person, then this would be your go-to. But if you're looking for that indulgence at the end, you want something sweet to end off your meal from all the savoriness, that tamarind peanut there is also very great to end your meal. Wow.
Wow.
That was amazing stuff here. It's been a long time since I've eaten everything and actually enjoyed every single bite. If it wasn't for the camera and the review, I would have devoured most of this already.
Yeah. I mean, this is so good.
But I had self-control today. Okay, so
Last but not least, you guys.
Last but not
we
least.
gotta try these noodles, these dry noodles with
the soup
broth.
So do we want to
Let's just
dip it in?
yeah,
So we
dip
can,
it in. I'm just gonna dip it in, get a little broth on my spoon, and then we'll see. You see the egg noodles, the texture is still there, nice and chewy.
Ooh.
Okay. See that, you guys? Cheers.
Go ahead, Davian. I'm gonna set up my bite as I wait for Davian. Let him do some explaining. And we're gonna get this all on. What do you think? What do you think?
That broth is nice, light. It's also rich at the same time.
Oh, I like what I'm hearing.
It's concentrated with a lot of flavor in it. It's bold.
Here we go. Mmm. Mmm. Mmm.
That's a nice touch to break up your noodle meal. You know, to take a break from just dry noodles, sip a little bit of soup.
In my personal opinion, the dish by itself without the soup is already so good. Because we add this sauce in it, the soy sauce in it, it's a little bit salty, and this one here is very bold in flavor, very flavorful. So it's almost a little bit too salty when I tried it. But like I said, if you want to just have this as a dry noodle, you can always take your spoon to sip it on the side, so you don't have to add it in there, so you're getting both the best words still. But in my personal opinion, the dish alone already was super good already. Woo! I was never a big fan of Bun Mam, but this place totally changed my mind. That was one of the best Bun Mam I've ever tasted in our area.
If you guys made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next episode of
the Foodie TV. Peace.